And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the brand new edition of the Painting Game Pick'ems.
Live with toilet paper.
Oh yeah, that's behind me. I have the toilet paper behind me right now. I'm not wearing a Steelers shirt right now. I'm just wearing like a muscle t-shirt since I got a tattoo. I just really don't want to get a sleeve on it. And yes, I did get a tattoo. It's pretty awesome. I'll probably show it to you guys.
Good for you.
But yeah, it's time for the Painting Game Pick'ems. Season 3, Episode 7, and Episode 8 for Week 8 Pick'ems. And I'm going to go ahead and just get this minimized real quick. We're going to go ahead. Actually, hold on. Is it? Oh, wait, no, it still keeps it on there. I just wanted to make sure it was still on the screen. So, with that being said, for teams that are on buys this week, we have the Arizona Cardinals, the Green Bay Packers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Los Angeles Rams, the New York Giants, and the Tennessee Titans. If you're a fan of those teams, then unfortunately, you're out of luck. You'll have to wait till next week to see them play. And starting things off, kicking things off, is the Thursday night football game in prime time. CBS NFL Network Amazon Prime. The Miami Dolphins versus the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. This is going to be an interesting game, but Steve, what do you think about this game?
Well, for me, it's not really interesting. I mean, it's a must-win, in my opinion, for my team. I mean, here's pretty much what's been going on. I mean, our team has been banged up. Our wide receivers, including Mike Wallace, Jeremy Maclin, and Brashard, Perryman, have been absolutely banged up, along with Marshall Yanda, who's out for the season, Terrence West, our running back. The injuries just keep coming and coming and coming, but we don't need them anymore. We really need to get back into the win column, and hopefully, this game on Thursday night and only going to be on 3 days rest after coming off the disappointing loss against the Minnesota Vikings, but I definitely hope this will be a good game. I mean, people are already, disappointing me with their comments saying, "Oh, the Ravens are terrible," and they keep saying, "Oh, they should have never kneeled in the first place." Come on, move on from the darn London game. It's over with, and just stop talking about it. Just focus on now, and just try and just root for the Ravens or
Exactly. What happened is in the past. Now is now. Pretty much that's how I got to say it.
Exactly. Just I'm tired of hearing them. You keep your opinions to yourself and just watch the World Series or something. If you don't want to watch football, watch something else on television. So there you go. So for this game, a lot of our players are still banged up. A lot of them are listed as questionable. Terrence West, I heard, is going to miss the game, but that's no problem. We got Collins, the running back, who's doing a really awesome job, and I expect him to keep doing pretty well as long as he stays healthy. But we got a lot of young wide receivers, there to help us out. But as I look at this game, my pick in this one, I believe that the Ravens are going to get back into the win column against the Dolphins, but it's going to be a close game. I know Jay Cutler, heard, is not going to be playing this game, so it's going to be.
It will be Matt Moore.
Right. Now, I've heard about him, and he's supposed to be a pretty good quarterback, but I think he's going to put up a pretty good game against the Ravens, but I still expect this to be a pretty close game. So I expect my pick is the Ravens over the Dolphins in a close game. I'm pretty sure Putnam is looking forward to this game too. But
he definitely is. I don't know where Putnam is. I sent an invite, but I guess maybe he's working or getting home from work or something like that.
Dang. Oh well. But anyway, so my pick is the Ravens over the Dolphins. Close game. Final score 23-20.
This is going to be an interesting game to say the least. And to say this is a must-win for the Dolphins, not for the Dolphins, for the Ravens, is an understatement. The Baltimore Ravens have been decimated by injuries. They did not look good last week against the Minnesota Vikings, who are definitely improving on themselves as well. They are definitely improving. This is definitely a must-win for them if they want to keep in pace with the rest of the AFC North. Because Cincinnati does have a game later this week we'll talk about in a little bit. And the Miami Dolphins are pretty good. And Matt Moore is definitely a really good running back. Definitely a really good backup. Backup quarterback. He's a really good backup quarterback. And he's going to get his first big start since the playoffs last year. So with that being said, I
Oops. What happened? What the heck? What the heck? Hey, what the heck? It's oh boy. Man. Man boy. So, what the heck?
sorry about that. Did it completely kick up me out of this thing? Oh, let me see. Dang it. Try coming back, Steve. Well, that unfortunately happened. My connection got completely lost there. So let me just go ahead and re-invite you back in, Steve, because I don't know why that happened. That was ridiculous. So
Hello?
give me one moment here. I'm going to go ahead and get Steve back in it.
Hello? Testing?
Oh, there you go. There you go. I just want to make sure you're back. I lost connection.
Yeah, something happened there.
I just had to make sure I got you, sent you the link back in. Yeah, it was my internet connection. I think it completely dropped for some reason. But now, let me get back into it. All right, now we're back. Okay. All right, we're all good. We're back. Let's get into the next game, shall we? I picked the Dolphins 23-20 by a field goal, literally by coin flip. I flipped a coin.
Okay. Same score, but just the other team. Okay.
Next up is the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns in London. This is in Wembley Stadium.
Oh, this again, huh?
This is going to be ugly. This is going to be an ugly, ugly game. You don't want to know why it's going to be an ugly game? Because it's the Browns. The Browns are freaking hot garbage, I swear. They are so bad. I honestly don't – if the Browns go 0-16, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be at this point. Because
very possible.
Here's the thing. You just lost Joe Thomas to the season-ending triceps injury. I'm like, how does it get worse than that? Goodness gracious. The Browns are in complete disarray right now. DeShone Kizer will be starting in this game. But I honestly think the Vikings are going to crush the Browns. I really don't have faith in the Cleveland Browns, honestly. I really don't. There's no reason to have faith in the Cleveland Browns. I'd rather have faith in the London Silly Nannies than have faith in the Cleveland Browns at this point. So Vikings win 35-13.
Not only that about the Browns, they barely lost to the Titans last week, like 12-9 in overtime, and I expected that game to be a little bit more of a higher score than that was. But I definitely agree with that too. I mean, not a great matchup in my opinion. This is, my opinion, a disappointing matchup, and I do expect the Vikings to get the victory over the Browns by not like a huge score or anything, but a decent score. Vikings 27 and Browns 13.
All right, yeah, it definitely could be close. Like the Browns could definitely do it if they would want to, but
I expect them to get a win this season. Man, I don't expect them to go 0-16, but it is possible. But I expect them to at least get 1 or 2 wins.
That's what I'm thinking. If they get 2 wins, they'll have an improvement from last year.
Yeah.
All right, next game on the list is the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets in the Meadowlands. This is a trap game. What do you think, though?
I'm not a favorite. I'm not a fan of this matchup either. I mean, the Jets are surprising with a 3-4 record, and after they were doing so well before, and now the Falcons dropped to 3-3, and I thought the Falcons honestly were going to be saying like undefeated for a while, but now they've kind of dropped down a little bit. So this is in New Jersey against the Jets, and I expect get my score back up as I don't want to mess with the score. My pick is the Falcons, definitely over the Jets. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that close though. Not Vikings. We already did that. Falcons over the Jets. Final score 26-20.
Yeah, even though this is a trap game, I still expect the Falcons to break their losing streak. They have to because they've lost three in a row. They looked awful against the Patriots in the Fog Bowl, and they need to do something. The Jets do have an underrated team. They are underrated. Their offense is underrated, but they need it. The Falcons are more desperate mode than the Jets are, and I think the Falcons just have the better team right now. So I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons to win this game. I'm going to say 28-24. I think it will be close. I think the Falcons will get a late win to get themselves out of that losing streak. Coming up next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Carolina Panthers in sunny Florida.
Sweet. Oh, me first? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go first. Then I'll go next one.
All right. Let me see here. This is it's a pretty decent matchup. It's Cam Newton and Jameson Winston, and whatever it's pronounced. And I personally think this could be a pretty close matchup. But my pick in this one is the Panthers over the Buccaneers. Final score 26-23, overtime.
Wow, overtime, nice.
Yes, very very possible. I think it could go into overtime. So yeah.
With this game, the Buccaneers are coming off a tough loss to the Buffalo Bills. They are very close to getting a win. The Panthers, what happened to them last game? Holy cow, they looked awful all game.
That is.
The Bears only had it was 5 first downs the entire game for offense. And the the Panthers just looked awful. They couldn't even get more than 3 points against the Bears. Like, it's the Bears. How do you not blow them out? But
The Bears.
the Bears, that's right. The Panthers do need to get their act back together. Their offense is definitely inconsistent, and they need to get something done. So I'm going to say the Panthers get this one. Very close game. I'm going to say 27-24. It'll be a close game, but I think the Panthers just have the better team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers have just been a disappointment this year, unfortunately. Oh, God, this game's going to be a blowout. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the San Francisco 49ers. The best team in the league versus one of the worst teams in the league.
Yes.
Eagles are winning. I don't see any way the Eagles lose this matchup. The Eagles are such a great team right now. The 49ers, they got destroyed by the Cowboys. The Eagles are the best team in the NFL at 6-1, and yet everyone still doubts them. But I have faith in the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to do definitely some big things. And remember my bold prediction? I said the Eagles will win the division. I still think it's going to happen. Give me the Eagles to win this game. 42-10. 42-10. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Holy crap. Well, I definitely agree with that too. I mean, this is definitely not a great matchup. I think this is definitely going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be that high of a score, though, but I think it's going to be a pretty good score, though. But the Eagles are going to absolutely, in my opinion, crush the San Francisco 49ers. Are going to fly like an eagle to a 33 to, what was the score against the 49ers? 33-13 victory.
Nice. I like that. Fly like an eagle.
Seals version or Steve Miller band?
I like the Steve Miller really good. The Steve Miller.
Well, both are pretty good, but I always
They
remember
are both pretty good.
I remember the song by Seal from the movie Space Jam, of course.
Yeah, that's how I remember it too.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the ways I remember it. I just like the Steve Wonder one just a little bit more.
Yeah, it is. It is very good.
Next up is the Chicago Bears versus the New Orleans Saints in the Dome. And surprisingly, the New Orleans Saints are the leader of the division right now.
Interesting.
Can you believe that the Saints are leading the division right now? I'm just surprised.
It is surprising. I mean, there's been a lot, this season have been surprises, but yeah.
That's for sure. But yeah, this matchup is going to be pretty good. I think that since starting, I think he's only dang it. Mitch Trubisky is only 2-1 since taking over the starting role, losing to the Vikings in a close game. The Saints definitely turned things around, though. After starting 1-2, they've won 3 in a row. The Saints definitely have a great offense to compete with anybody. The defense needs a little bit more work, but I think the defense is playing a lot better. I think the Saints at home, though, are just too good for the Bears to overcome. Once Drew Brees retires, the Saints are going to be bad, but give me the Saints to win this one. I'm going to say Saints 30 to 20.
Oof. Well, the reason I say that is because my prediction as well is the Saints as well over the Bears, but mine is actually 30 to 23, I believe, if I'm mistaken. Yep. I have the Saints as well over the Bears, 30 to 23. I was going to say, if you say 23, I'm going to be like, that's the same damn prediction I have, but
that's hilarious.
It is, but yeah.
Oh, God. I was watching the World Series, and Yasiel Puig has a blue mohawk.
I saw that, too. I saw it yesterday. I'm like, really?
That's just weird.
I think it's awesome for one because it shows his, and now they're showing it again on Fox. I love it.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, but yeah, go Dodgers. Anyway,
I got money on the Astros, man. Hopefully I can win some money for Vegas for the Astros, man.
Well, they are possible, and they never won the World Series, but the Dodgers haven't won since '88. But it's definitely going to be a hell of a series.
That's for sure.
Anyway,
I was the only one who did when I did my baseball version. I was the one who predicted the World Series correctly, though.
Wow.
I predicted the Astros and Dodgers in the World Series, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, there you go.
All right, next up goes the New England Patriots versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers goal. You want to go first on this one?
I might as well because this is what I want to talk about. This is a matchup that I have been looking over, and I decided to say this. My upset pick of the week. San Diego. Oh, my God. There's an upset for you. L.A. Chargers upset the Patriots with a win, 26 to 23.
Wow. I cannot believe that you picked the Chargers. Trust me, I'd love to see the Chargers beat the Patriots.
Well, I'm going with it.
Love to see it.
I'm definitely going with it. I'm sticking with it. And I think Phillip Rivers has definitely got a chance to upset the Patriots. I definitely am sticking with it, and I think he's got a chance.
He definitely has a chance. I will definitely agree with you there. He has a chance. And I'd love to see this happen because I really want to see the Patriots lose. Anytime the Patriots lose, it's a big, big, great day for me because I cannot stand the Patriots.
Yes, tied game.
Oh, man. It's close, though. It's going to be a close game.
Yeah. Anywho.
Anyways, what I was going to say next is the only thing that it really scares me, though, is a lot of West Coast teams are going to play on the road for a 1 o'clock game in the West Coast. That is tough for a West Coast team to go into an East Coast area and play a 1 o'clock game because it feels like it's like 10 a.m. there pretty much. But
yeah, it is.
The Chargers, I think, do have an offensive firepower to keep up with the Patriots, but I just think New England at home, though, is just too tough. I think the Patriots are getting better as a team, unfortunately. But I still think that the Chargers can definitely give New England a good run. But I think this game will go to overtime. I'm going to say final score, Patriots 31, Chargers 28 in overtime. Very close game, though.
Yeah, it could be.
Here's my upset pick of the week. The Oakland Raiders versus the Buffalo Bills in
Really?
Buffalo. Yep, I
Wow.
got the Raiders.
Wow.
Here's why I got the Raiders. Here's the for this situation only, it really helps the Raiders because they have 11 days of rest. Playing on Thursday night, then having to travel to Buffalo, they have a huge amount of rest going into this game. Buffalo played a pretty close game against the Buccaneers, but the Bills, in my opinion, do have some inconsistency going right now. And you don't know what this team's going to be. The Bills can definitely be good, but
Mm-hmm.
I just like Oakland right now. I think Oakland found their stride last game, and Marshawn Lynch will not play this game. But I still think that the Raiders can get this win. I think they can get this win. I think it'll be very close, but I think the Oakland Raiders, with the extra rest, really help themselves out here. So I got the Oakland Raiders winning this game 28-27.
The reason I was questioning when I said about you saying about the Raiders winning over the Bills is because when I said really, because the reason is I'm picking the Raiders as well too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I looked this over and I said I think the Raiders, have been in a slump pretty much, and I think they're definitely, probably going to get back into the win column with this. I mean, um, but my score is 24-17, Raiders over the Bills.
Nice. 24-17. I like that. So we're both on the Raiders this time. Next up is oh my God, this game's going to be awful. Indianapolis Colts
Not
versus
again.
the Cincinnati Bengals. As much as I love to see the Bengals lose, but they're not going to lose. The Colts are garbage. Their offensive line is trash. Their defense is pretty bad. The Bengals just have a better defense than the Colts do, and their offense is better than the Colts. So, by that virtue, I got the Bengals. I'm going to say 19-16.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts really need Andrew Luck back. I mean, their backup quarterback is just not doing all that great for him. I saw him playing on Monday Night Football that one night, and I saw him try to run out of bounds and get a first down, and he went out of bounds, and I'm like, really? I mean, I thought he was going to get a first down, but I said before, they really need Andrew Luck back, and if Andrew Luck was playing this game against them, it'd be a whole different score. But for me, my pick is the Bengals as well, 26-20.
So yeah, it definitely can be close. So if the Colts win, I would love it. I would personally be like, yes, I would love that.
It's possible, but I just think Bengals right now have a better chance.
They do, unfortunately. Next up is this is actually a good matchup. The Houston Texans versus the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Who do you got for this matchup?
This actually is a pretty good matchup. I looked this over and I said, I got to think about this a little bit more. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a pretty close game coming down to the fourth quarter. And I mean, both these teams, well, one team has a 4-2 record and the other is 3-3. I mean, I thought when I did predictions, I said the Texans would have I don't remember what their record was, what I said, but I thought at least they'd be about maybe 4-2 or 5-2 or whatever at this point. But I definitely think this will be a good matchup. And I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, and the Seahawks get the win over the Texans, 26-20. Very close game in around the fourth quarter. So yeah.
All right. For me, the Houston Texans are coming off a bye week. The Seahawks played really well against the Giants on the road, and they're coming back home. Houston is not the best road team, but the Seahawks are really good at home, and their defense is really good. Their offense is a bit suspect, though, but their offense played pretty well against the Giants. I think this will be more of a defensive game. Even though J.J. Watt is out, I think this will be more of a defensive game. I think Houston definitely has the defense to keep up with Seattle's. In this case, I got the Seahawks, but it's not going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say Seahawks win 20-17 in overtime. I think
Ooh, another overtime.
I think it'll be close, though. Oh, God, this game. It's going to be Fox's game of the week. The Dallas
Great.
Cowboys versus the Washington Redskins. Jeez Louise. I'm going to go first real quick so you can go first in the next game. The Cowboys dominated the 49ers last week. No surprise there. The Redskins played a pretty competitive game against the Eagles, making it close late, but Eagles just were too much for them. The Redskins do play much better at home, and I think the Cowboys definitely are not that good as they were last year. This will be the first matchup between them this year. I know last year they kept it really competitive with both games. I like the Redskins in this matchup, but the Cowboys' offense is just too good right now to really count out. I really think the Cowboys' offense is too good right now, and I think it could overpower the Redskins pretty easily. Depending on if Josh Norman doesn't play this game, I'm picking the Cowboys easily, but if Norman plays, it'll be a close game. So give me the Cowboys. I'm going to pick the Cowboys, but I'm going to say 23-17.
Yeah, this is like a pretty much an okay matchup to me. I mean, it's just not really a whole lot to say about this matchup, but let's move on. To get out of the way, my pick is the Cowboys as well over the Redskins, 27-23.
All right, we got the Sunday Night Football matchup. Check your local listings. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Detroit Lions in Detroit.
Well, this, in my opinion, is a good matchup. I mean, it's the Steelers and the Lions at Ford Field, I believe, in Detroit. So, yeah, I definitely think this is gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if this game went to overtime. And it is possible with these two teams. Don't think it's possible. We know it could go to overtime. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But the Steelers have been playing pretty well. The Lions have been doing, okay. They were, I think, undefeated for a second, but now they wound up losing. But, the Steelers have been doing so well, as I said before. But, boy, well, it's just a prediction, but I'm just saying. But, sorry, Lucas, I think their winning streak is going to come to an end, and I think the Lions are going to beat them 27-20.
I think the Lions do have a chance, but here's my problem with the Detroit Lions. In their all-time series matchup since 1966, Detroit has only won twice. Not only that, the Detroit Lions are coming off a bye, so they are expected to play a little slow going into this game. They probably will take some time to get back into the swing of things since their first game back. And Golden Tate will not be playing in this game. From what I heard, he is very doubtful, and I don't think he will be playing this game. His shoulder is in a sling, and has still been in a sling since the last game against the Saints that they had. Detroit's defense does give up a lot of points, especially at home. The Panthers really scored on them a lot. The Cardinals kept it closely. The Falcons got a lot of scores late. Detroit, for me, is more of a first-half team and not really a second-half team. Pittsburgh, for me, is more of a second-half team. And I just think if Pittsburgh has a strong second half, they're going to win this game. If they don't, Detroit will definitely have a chance to take this game. But in my opinion, though, I just think, all things considered, I just think Pittsburgh is just too good for Detroit. And I don't think Detroit has enough consistent weapons to really compete with Pittsburgh, especially with Golden Tate being out for the game and having to rely on Marvin Jones. That's going to be a tough task to handle. Going against Joe Hayden and Artie Burns is going to be a tough one. They don't have a tall receiver that can really go against our corners. That's the problem with Detroit. If Calvin Johnson was still playing, I'd probably say this matchup's a little bit closer. But I'm going to pick the Steelers. I think this will definitely be more of a higher game scoring than people expect. I'm going to say Pittsburgh wins this game 31-21.
Ready?
All right, and last but not least, the Monday Night Football game, actually an absolute garbage game. The Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Kansas City has owned the matchup in the past couple of years. Denver looks absolutely awful. What do you have to say on this one?
I expect this one to be a close matchup. I mean, I know some people may not be too thrilled with it, but I think honestly it's going to be a pretty close matchup. The Chiefs are playing outstanding. Broncos are okay, but I think it's just going to be a close matchup. I think the Chiefs are going to pull away with the victory in this one. Final score 26-23.
I think the Chiefs will definitely win, but here's my thing. The Broncos offense has been completely another garbage the past two games, only scoring 10 points in the past two games. Literally scoring one garbage time touchdown and a field goal, one garbage time field goal, like in all of the past two games. The Broncos offense has been pretty inconsistent. The Chiefs almost had the game against the Oakland Raiders, but we'll see what happens this week because the Broncos just don't really have the offense compete with the Kansas City's incredible defense. I think Kansas City's defense will completely shut down the Denver Broncos. And I got the Chiefs big. I'm going to say 33-17 Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, I just think the Chiefs are just so much better. And last week I went 13-2. How will I do this week? And how will you do this week, Steve? We'll find out. Let's go ahead and sign off for the night. That's going to be our picks. Let us know in the comments below. What are your picks for this week? Let us know in the comments below. I went 13-2 last week as well. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, so thank you all for joining us for our picks for week number 8. Enjoy all the games as usual, as I always say, and hope your teams win or, yeah, so, yep, so thanks again for joining in, and by the way, never care for Joe Buck for his commentary on Fox.
Oh, screw Joe Buck. He's garbage.
I'm tired of his commentary. Please hire somebody else to do some commentary. Some people said hire Vince Scully to do it. He's a great announcer, but try and look for maybe hire Matt Vasgersian. I like his commentary. Get rid of Joe Buck. He's terrible. Thank you all for watching this video here with Mr. LC Muscles and myself, Steve K. Charisma. Subscribe to my channel as well, and please, if you have not, please do. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and thanks again for watching this, and thank you, LC Muscles, for having me, and thank you again for watching. Take care, everyone.
See you guys later, and stay awesome, and go Steelers. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Quote the Raven. Never